I suspect that the vaccines will work quite effectively against these new variants. Now, of course, we're still learning, and the studies are still ongoing, so we can't be 100% sure. But based on everything we know about these vaccines, I suspect we're going to get a very high level of efficacy against these variants.
And as new and new variants get reported, we just spoke about how one more variant is being discovered in Japan. How quickly can medical experts go back, rework the vaccines to upgrade them to the risk of new variants?
Yeah, so imagine that there is a variant that ends up escaping the immunity from this vaccine. From everything we know about the mRNA vaccines, the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccines, probably about 6 weeks to rework the vaccine, come up with a new one. There will be important questions like, do we have to run clinical trials again? What kind of studies would we need to do on the new version? But the technology for updating is relatively fast.
Dr. Jha, there are a lot of people who are still skeptical about the vaccine out there, and people have asked me, what about people who are allergic to shellfish, for instance? What about the allergic reactions? What would you say to those people who are skeptical and who are worried that if they take the vaccine, something might happen to them?
Yeah, so the good news here is we're starting to get very good data now. We've had millions of people get vaccinated in the United States. And the data suggests that the allergic reactions, about 1 in 100,000 people have a significant allergic reaction. So it's a very small number.
At the same time, while inoculations are being rolled out, I mean, we are getting more infections, more people are getting the disease. At one stage, we were talking about vaccinations really achieving the herd immunity that the global population needs. But now it seems that with people catching on this virus, we're already achieving some sort of herd immunity.
Yeah, the herd immunity from natural infection is thankfully very, very far away. It's certainly in the United States where the infections have been so terrible. We expect, or we suspect, that about 20 to 25% of the population now has immunity. It does mean we probably don't have to vaccinate quite as many people to get to herd immunity. But still, 20-25% is far from the 60 or 70% you need to achieve herd immunity, if not higher. So still a long ways to go, even in the United States with the worst outbreaks. In other places in the country, the number may be lower than that. So a long way to go, and we want to get there through vaccines, not through infections.
Oh, for sure. Dr. Jha, J&J is up next. Johnson & Johnson, their vaccine is expected to report interim data from phase 3 trials this month. And everybody's watching for this one very closely because apparently it's likely to only use a single dosage, for its vaccination. What are you expecting from J&J's vaccine?
Yeah, I'm optimistic that we're going to see a relatively high data on both efficacy and safety. The big question is, will one dose of J&J end up being as good as 2 doses of Pfizer and Moderna? And I have to say, I'm not sure it will, but we will see what the data suggests and shows. And I expect that we will have data in the next 2 to 3 weeks.